Fernandes animu ho no beka no on kan finfini that because in finfini there you can pivot double pivot 1 and 2 are fixing who we are here maka Kimmich Sabisa maka Kimmich Pavlovic our buying maka Pedri Frankie de Jong Barcelona. We are also talking about mienu we say for Chelsea Caicedo Fernandes obi no beka no coach I mean no sensible coach make two no so alteration we because of Chelsea team no it would have to be in the final third year. So over 2 strikers what happens to your number 10 or what happens to Jackson as a second striker? Well, a transfer. So yeah, share so how that deal no because I've just been perplexed by the fact someone supposed to put 2 strikers now. Leon per Leon Leon deal no say more per 30 something a free City Hall for Ryan Check. Ryan Check deal no matter say yakko Liverpool ko
Ba boy no pay so say Pep na no person in the adwuma.
We say Steve said amonya Ryan
Liverpool no prime
target
Florian Vet. So manager na far like South France and boy na kokasa but City na no person.
Tunkoba no ndi South France. Odi ankomo no ndi. Maybe me twemu ha na be chiao. O na no ne ye pew. Se be ya obamu munti ka France ankomo ba no ndi.
Shauki crowd under club crowd and Liverpool pen.
Good. So it means interest ho. Yeah. I don't want to say ankomo keke or chia keke. They had established contact in na answer the Copa Florent Vet and so no, yeah, interest ho. But how would Liverpool line up on the field if they had Ryan Cherky Becca Florent Vet alongside 3 central midfielders some way? Transfers into the year but and then no, I think I come out was the Ballon d'Or conversation. No, Ballon d'Or was originally meant for best player in the current season. No, that was the Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or was meant for the best player. Yeah, someone who him the eye test. Or Shabon or field and so do or jibwa or what impact on the ball. Do it to me, ye be many team no hotono. Or shoulder most of the responsibilities on the field. Sometimes teammates in we cry jibwa and person more than the man. Best player easy to take out from every team. Ronaldinho 2005 for how many goals in a year? Figo 2000 how many goals in a year? Or the Brawanima Baba took Cannavaro 2006. Kaka 2007, but the conversation changed around 2008. Ronaldo Messi yiyo mutino. Duonim boss ashe goals ka ho. Entina goal scoring na baba yi duonim bo na frinche kra.
No, not to cut you, but I'm say network ni di hamo. But what they say masamba and I'm say Sharak Masaye streaming live on Facebook. Into mo na mo Facebook amo be say mo head ni o me kono live on Facebook Wontumi TV and afi me page no so so live on Facebook once again new yankwe. So
yo ye me conversation mi na ye tiefo ni ahwefo ncha de bi wa. Sese ye di nkomo no Ballon d'Or no e ba din se be kodo nim goal hye so. Ronaldo no Messi wie no goal na sat afrimu.
No more than your goals.
And the onim ball.
Okay.
There were certain moments that Ronaldo every within the brilliance. A beat a set hat-trick now konya editia Sweden no. Okay, say FIFA Babo and Tebeka say why extend the voting officially. Ronaldo, one of the awards, 2013
Yeah, Ben no.
2013 now. 2014 World Cup. Ibrahimovic LED Sweden against Portugal playoff 1 game B.
Yeah.
And a FIFA back say
my extended date.
My extended date, Na say what to my fancy Di Maria, I'll call bet me say what do to my come here. Okay.
So yeah, extension there means automatically.
Say come bet me so catch say the man to go on carry but no munyanto you know bet to. But say strategy, say whatever they told us, even the what we nimpo Ronaldo shall have trick against Sweden.
Yeah, to say be out the can to my obia.
No,
obetimi asesana to ama. Because our game na Ronaldo show.
Me say for Portugal, it is maybe a dream.
Yeah, but 2013 and
13. Now Ribery a Champions League
2014
World Cup of Brazil. Playoff na Sweden in Portugal. As I say, team montem. Ibrahimovic a ball scissor kick from halfway center at the net. England keeper Joe Hart.
No overhead kick bino.
Ronaldo hat-trick me in my opinion. Ronaldo Portugal just in a channel no. Somebody but a free Euro 2004 now. Me Kai Ronaldo no. In the jersey of the Portuguese, Ronaldo's greatest game was against Sweden. the hat-trick no and a day Portugal e call welcome ko share Ghana na Ronaldo say to aso be share fatao no FIFA told everybody say hat-trick we from 15th of November you beam to the 29th 30 days has September April June November meaning a month na so Ronaldo hat-trick no boy e change bibia 2013 e ma Ronaldo G no one moment get me the ba that was moment a cat trophies here na Ribery buying a 2013 and am boy Messi had won European golden shoe with 46 goals yaw ka goals na hwehwe de akwanya bi ka trophies akwanya bi o Ribery ho but me see the moment no belonged to Cristiano Ronaldo e change bibia. Let's talk about this season when the goals go monga
said that season so na FIFA Ballon d'Or because no makabom
from 2010
this time around so my team
yeah and I want to stick to the Ballon d'Or.
Okay.
And don't come on a more prevalent right now saying FIFA you know. And I am saying we are not talking about now I didn't amount for the goals about deciding factor. Are we saying Olivier Giroud or a better player than Thierry Henry? Olivier Giroud or chain Michel Platini or chain Trezeguet on chain Zizou chain Mbappe, but Giroud is the all-time top scorer for France, averaging every goal after 131 minutes. Check it, average goal for Thierry Henry for France 157 minutes. It's about when him go sharp for France, Olivier Giroud. But let's talk about best players, and that was the Ballon d'Or. Olivier Giroud should go see Obia of France about play be Olivier Giroud. But let's talk about best players for France. So Bobo Giroud did top 10 one. Yo, the conversation is different. Who is the best player is different from who can score more. But Ronaldo, Messi, no, they were doing both. It is so person you be just yeah the moye na bi or train no moko. Yeah, what's in common no? Just all train no moko. Now moko ye na chi no. Omo yi omuti no fa goals by. Rafinha isn't a high volume scorer. Rafinha, Ousmane Dembele isn't a high volume scorer.
Say you're limited to this season.
And Americano. They are not natural center forwards. How the goals? That's my point.
Okay.
Banana. If you're looking for goals from these guys, they add the goals as their bonuses. Cristiano Ronaldo is now the favorite to win the Ballon d'Or. Following changes made Wednesday to the voting processes, FIFA reopened the deadline and invited voters to switch their preference. On the morning after Portugal's forward hat-trick helped his country qualify for the World Cup, where the quote-unquote votes which had already been submitted can be changed until 29th of November, FIFA said in a statement. Yeah, and come on,
so this is from FIFA. And I said this was from FIFA. And what they might hear for no catch it for say now where it is from coming from FIFA. Yes, FIFA told us this. Morning Ronaldo hat-trick. This contextually a moment in your goals. Moment in our GD favor at the man Portugal for no. And then the man it change be bia. Dey when we are come here.
Bra.
Make I walk and cry say Sharak benya Portugal against Sweden playoff. Meboa. Yeah. That's what no more qualify.
Na Ibrahimovic so si form.
Oh yeah.
Wontumi ja.
Sharak benya no ko betimi amoma enjoy highlight.
Ibrahimovic ja. Every say a moment a cat trophies and Ribery a trophies no buying away.
A lot of politics goes into this.
A lot of politics goes behind this. So adia madwene ba so afin say Ballon d'Or no obian calm down ye nwie ye. Lamine for no ntombo ase. Salah for no ntombo ase. Rafinha e be free argument no mu. Tie pattern na e do fam ni ye ne be si. Rafinha be free. Onko Copa America, onko Club World Cup, be free discussion no mu. Obego party grounds na enough for no nations ebobo. Now it will be between Nkrofomi and Lamine, Mbappe, and of course Ousmane Dembele. Because on besa Club World Cup no, on besa be Nations League. Rafinha want to be Nations League ni bi.
On to be Club World Cup no so be.
Inti di be free conversation no.
So Lamine so Club World Cup ni.
Mo inti Dembele
bia Lamine will be also in a Nations League, the semi-final, yes. Probably the final. 2 games. Lamine will be a new one year. Dembele and then Mbappe bet me be a crowd Club World Cup. So Rafinha also didn't never call. Silent common and that has been the Ballon d'Or. Now PSG for no yard be. When somebody was money Dembele be video aba. your call French opinion
Roland Garros only video number. Now PSG are telling us say naturally Ousmane Dembele is the leader of their project. And I'm video no support no. Leaders are not chosen. It's a natural response. Leaders, they are not chosen. A natural response. Naturally, leader or responded to the shoulders. At Borussia Dortmund at Barcelona, the picture the world gave us was that he was the leader of those projects. But PSG, I'm not going for Ibrahimovic. I'm not going for Thiago Silva. I'm not going for Cavani Lavezzi. Big boys in here, Messi, Neymar. They almost signed a contract. I'm not catch say, "Oh, the final corner, they were choosing leaders. They were choosing them, and it was not effective. But they paraded a squad, and naturally that squad who say, "Yeah, leader, you're Ousmane Dembele right now," and the PSG for us so say, one of the biggest tennis tournaments we are seeing Roland Garros. You body Ukruma for trophy the coach Romo. Ousmane Dembele, he's one of the players who Ferrari but no born in some they responded to they are building the guy into the next capacity as a leader.
I was grabbing a microphone crowd. Can krum kasa, can Omo
Krumi boy for the next phase of our project Yaw, who the PSG baye Edema Ousmane Dembele against Mbappe. Because Mbappe no more so France on no. Sabaye toe to toe between Mbappe and Ousmane Dembele for Ballon d'Or no. Yeah, honorable who at Real Madrid on by Mbappe. And France for no you their backing Mbappe simple over Ousmane Dembele. So I feel that PSG are right now on the right track. Getting somebody or their responsibility too. Ousmane Dembele got to tell message to Basa. A big game and now the prepare no dodge against Liverpool. Messi said Gina bottom net. Okay, but at PSG the coach are building up. Now before be a natural leader of a project, your understanding of the game, your synergy with the system, a coach enable. Synergy means every system you be piano it has to favor you. A Basa on following coach. Which system the Ronaldo and Messi free lineup mu? Which system the name a free mu? At PSG, with or without Luis Enrique, every system will favor Ousmane Dembele.
Wow, Mate, new me that say. I remember so Movanche say network na high kakra. Ya samba back all the same. Second streaming I shall say. Meza.
Yes.
Yenti way.
Fancy ma yentiefo. Transfer marketing is getting interesting. One academy for president. Ne won sema ba beto Adriano pay. Stubborn academy for president ni Jadon Sancho. Ono aso den abodin. The ni brese obeyo bibia obetia wan aso ni bebi odefa. But the whole dynamics of his decision say on ten salary so. Emedru stage bi a Chelsea betima extending the contract no. It really a lot of meanings. When they budget £300,000 a week, one so budget £120,000 a week. And I believe so on one person who said one on your start our Chelsea. I think it has been communicated to him. Say on your start our Chelsea going into next season. Which maybe a Chelsea penny be an maybe Chelsea penny grandpa be a drink say Jadon Sancho shouldn't be a starter for Chelsea if they want to be very competitive in the league and Champions League and other competitions next season. Wontumi count on him. Tina Chelsea and Yabra they are in the market trying to find a winger at all costs. It is a only starter there. I also see can yet so near amount they said amount. Sancho sunu say obetina bench no beje says Canada. They said you about United that bia o mama na mo bi kura na £300,000 a week then is abeti buy a day. Ebetima can week bia. The only thing United can do now say omoni ni agency no betina say. First option no. Edi nkomo. Na oma come to a consensus about a certain fee. Na contract no. Omo twem.
Omo terminate. United.
Anya sa de misusu nie. The agency of Gettins the same agency na manage Jadon Sancho. The same agency and the manager omo mienu. Na de tie nie Chelsea any the agency na di nkomo which is Gettins agency no. So when it comes to personal terms there is not going to be any problem. By twisting in here Chelsea Chelsea might find a way to buy Gittins from Dortmund. Then, as a replacement for Gittins at Dortmund,
Sancho,
the agency will replace it. Now, only could replace it. No, ara enyese meto. Because Dortmund sika mubenya free Gittins deal no. A straight to Sunderland for Joe Bellingham. Meaning, say Sancho offer ubenya ubetimi dia ko Dortmund na ara na asa akoyi loan.
Because there is no way at Dortmund ever sign Sancho outright
For 25 million euros.
Permanent derby.
Derby. It United could only benefit from the fact to say, at least Chelsea $5 million in the amount. Akatria ni bi no. Ebetimi ati bia for the next 2 or 3 months be. Whilst they look for a team for him. Saudi nie interested. It hurts so much. He said, we a player about Kwano, one of the brightest spots of the EPPP project in England for a year. By Subain who saying he comes in, say Obi and Kobetimi ayen yoma different because Oba United it was a big move. Oh. Fancy. It was a big move. Because Diana Sancho ayen no Bundesliga no. United man number 7 jersey. Literally everyone thought that he was going to be the leader of the new generation.
Yes.
Let's not forget so only Angel Gomez mu nyina na na the same U team mu. Ademola Lookman, Phil Foden, Sam squad na nkasa na no mu pie ba no. Ono na no mu ni so na be the leader of the new generation due to the talent and ekuta no.
Greenwood more
That means so actually
Greenwood ne Foden a call England camp konya problem that
so
who come from the Manchester Man City Academy
no Man City Academy from the under 17 to under 20
national team
England team no mo koje FIFA World Cup no as at that time no England for no be that because of Wenger wa ba Flair one na no said your on Brazil ni the ball now Pele no you say no money je ho and he had a good move to Borussia Dortmund. Good move. It prepared so well. Sanko back and you betimi afama no. But I think say we could join the long list of English players or musi so. Ara no man timi for fail on talent and sana born na be. And e bi na tu je di suban talent ne de ho be suban. Subana na intimi fani no actually. So I presume that Arras asem no NBC Gittins bar Dortmund be presented a loan to Manchester United some person mo faji din Sancho then it clicks from there. Pa. Mike Maignan Chelsea for any abrasion meet ma sign no. But fancy back in February
Wontumi.
Ana AC Milan and Mike Maignan din commodity say the contract extension there was a verbal agreement that was already done. But here lies the problem. AC Milan, the necessary things is say Omubeshia and no more the pen and paper so. Ama Mike Maignan obuafu. It could be two things playing here. Mike Maignan wants to pressure AC Milan. Say the bear omo the paper neba be 2 na nimu 10 times no assign. But let's not forget that now AC Milan are quite indecisive when it comes to who was going to be their sporting director, the future of the club, any the project they want to undertake. And the man Mike Maignan issue, the man AC Milan so the try on say kakani say fancy or you one goalkeeper in the past 4 seasons, you know. Only this season as a man who say injuries are answered no.
Say on no the NSS will praco by now one
because
Milan team nangasa name.
Because checking the injury history. In 21-22, goalkeeper or may say 11 games. 22-23, goalkeeper or may say 31 games. 23-24, or may say 10 games with 5 different injuries. Last season, 2 different injuries, 2 games missed. That means Ochake in the last 5 seasons. Last season, Penabet Marcus and Mike Maignan was lucky with injury situations. A performance, no, a mutimi pejade man. But unfortunately, it's to necessarily a disappointing season for him because no expect to say Aka AC Milan will qualify for the Champions League. But Intimina Farmasa. But Chelsea Sanchez, Jorgensen, some bookkeepers will know if I'm competitive enough.
Send make so more time.
Competitive enough. I think this shows one thing about Chelsea as it stands. Also, because the signings now Chelsea Bayern or summer way no should be different from what they did last 2 seasons. Because team ni project in the baby Bruno, omu here experience and quality. mo de be blended the young potential talent na wo mo team nim no to get results also almost Timika. So forming a span, you need players who will give you enough experience. And Mike Mignon as the captain of AC Milan, Afazi, who AC Milan go to captain aba. It's a big move. But the only thing here is that you should be very careful. Say he's not playing into the gallery, say, or the open contract extension in Tentem. No assign. Because let's not forget, he is the captain of AC Milan.
And that's a club and also open about Champions League football.
Also Champions League football no. And I be the captain of a team so two different discussions altogether. Because when you're captain of the side, we can have a different discussion altogether.
Also me a story and say Allegri no also ban also Shadanje goalkeeper in Nisa.
Debi.
So Allegri na mai hu Donnarumma.
Yes. Allegri na me hu Donnarumma. But Allegri no engine in India they will cash in on him because just like you Hernandez. He laughed for now about vacation on Bedia to Hernandez and I don't know why AC Milan. And open politicians, one say, I don't know. But it looks like AC are bent on selling Theo Hernandez. Or we are bent on even selling Rafael Leao.
Yes.
But I did not 2 seasons ago, I come on. But 2 seasons ago, near so you tell us be didn't come off that we say fancy. Yet 2 years say, I did way pa there was some come on Rafael Leao to Hernandez, no job musica. Because no more chromo. But Allegri wants to clear the room. I don't know why or clear room no of politicians. But this is going to be a proper market opportunity. So bet me na signer. We on your bench player. We say Chelsea to me signing now. He just comes into the setup and he starts playing. Top quality player at all cost. Bruno Fernandes say tina. O tina ni nyina anya because sis kan onya oni ba na busu enti oso onko. Fazi me pese me ten nyoma bebre ase ba me tena se na me dwen ho ko akira me hu ni se edien pa na be ma Bruno Fernandes are reject such an amount of money no matter what the woman will ask them to say. I think he wants to cement a certain place in the hearts of Manchester United supporters and a club as a legend. But on the other thought, I think Manchester United might have sold him a project to be a dog anymore. Convincing enough for him to continue even with the signings United wants to do. And a boa manatana. Me di medical kase me susu yemu a. Me professor nka Bruno na nkasa no kokko ya. But on your player you force him out. Two different things. Me susu yemu no. Me nyaka Manchester United NG Bruno sika no. No more fan to other players in Fambra team in him. But in the long run, such a player like Bruno Fernandes, you don't force him out.
So to say sit be discover mo beton.
And I make say you don't force him out. Or no na was okase.
No, so would and Cabenya. United and Tom because all champions.
I'm a tono.
Also being your players.
Tono, untimi kase unya also your player be a beton pa.
Yeah.
By player ni muno. And you ma wayama club no. Untimi fa by forcing. You can't use that way as means say me yes can ti ko.
It's what I say.
Sama Bruno di na kwakoye. United needed the money. Obi baka chose na United in yes can be omwa. 100 million. Hey Fazi. Am I ready to compose the ability can be an ombeje? On the man United will go gladly take it. But not among person situation the best. I say, yeah, Pierre Bruno tiko seko. It's almost two decision in Bruno. Take your decision and come back to us. And Bruno took in the decision also, but he has to stay as the captain of the team to be accepted. Maybe the United is signing Cunha or signing Mbeumo into this particular setup. You see, for the Premier League and what United wants to do, any the numbers ne kuta Mbeumo, any idea why or Brentford no, fancy so all the numbers in a cast might be so much happy to it towards this particular movement. But on a second thought, look at what Ruben Amorim was complaining about when it came to Manchester United and their players, especially in the Premier League. Any the reason why it are not more Premier League teams are not more break. Or emphasize on one thing, or say the physical levels of the team no. Omuntimi match the various teams in the Premier League in him. It's time be a book and time also. So I always knew that whenever he made that statement, United will really go into the market. So sign 6 players, Krana are able to and 3 ebe free Premier League in him. I knew that's a sign ABC because the physical levels no be po bia obeti ma match the intensity of league. But fancy, baby United Gina see and so sign Mbeumo I see no problem with it. It is one particular signing that will only help give the squad quality depth and proper experience up front to complement the younger ones no mo no it will say United bet me the Amad Diallo and Ghana to about the full season game.
So Amorim 3-4-3 on the right wing. Obet me accommodate Amad Diallo and Mbuemo on the right
wing.
When I boss a right wing back.
Right wing back, there's already Diago Dalot.
No, now I may say. Then it means back bench.
Bebao, Diago Dalot. Ama Mazori can be used as a right wing back. Ahmad Nasu bit me as a right wing back. At the same time, Dogu no crown on wall left, no. Dogu no cross bit me as a right wing back. Because position be anu here too.
Diallo, okay, so Diallo start here means Mbuemo ebeko bench.
Mbuemo cross bit me start here, bra Diallo so start game.
Okay.
In a game where Manchester United will have
maybe
to change
on the left.
No, in a game where Manchester United will have to rest players, no. Obetimi Ahmad Diallo as right wing back. Abo Mbuemo as right attacking midfielder.
Then one limit Diallo.
Only limit Diallo because Diallo needs to be as right wing back, set to be as right attacking midfielder. You're not limiting him. Under Ruben Amorim, Diallo about 2 positions. Right wing back. And one as right attacking midfielder. Even about fresh in the crowd, not Diallo as a right wing back. And at the same time, a dream maybe name Musi sign na Diago Dalombe, not Diallo also bought as a right attacking midfielder. So I wanted the problem new. Diallo cry the problem new problem new. So when you add Mbomo, you are adding a 20 goals Premier League strike attacker. Or say 20 goals last season, let's not forget. And the number of assist he made, physical levels he is there. Baby, I'm United bet me a problem with the amount they are going to pay because I can't in 12 months. Aside that, I believe in Mbomo. It's a quality signing United need, especially when in the league. United say chances botugusa.
Diabama United akwakutuada asking price Arsenal. Arsenal krako ho jamo. That was last summer. And time now.
So what Saka question now? Arsenal question.
Saka could prior no. No Mufu say it was the right replacement for Saka in that short period. Yet, amongst me and who come on the DA.
Because you see
Brentford, because Brentford is so bonus season, you know. So Tom Brian Belmo and so Mawa. It means Osa limiting or Abia negotiation on each one visa. So Brentford ne turn Mawa. It means so contribution.
And they said 20 goals what happened.
That was why I mass now, so
10 to 15 goals. When you crowd,
yeah,
20 if you want more 10 or 10 goals premier at least. I don't know the West is in crowd goals crowd.
And Ben will better change Manchester ring the beer more.
Yes, for now I agree.
Or better ring
the beer. Or better.
Not even a mad.
Oh yes, of course I agree. Well, better. And the physical levels you will bring to the
team. And then just this season or in the last season.
You're consistent.
The ball, say Diallo, your goal scoring now come better.
United, but
Diallo does something different on the ball. Diallo, better. You need to go detail and say what you mean fragment. But that's why better on the ball. What do you want to tell me is that one on the ball better say Diallo on the ball.
Diallo the end was okay.
What the end of the year better no? Ona use better no na come here.
One play, ni bibia ni goals ni bibia.
But on the ball, playmaking.
I won't find him.
Really, they are playmaking.
No numbers.
This guy's
goal involvement.
I said no.
I'm saying
what's the goal involvement? Because Diallo is a young guy. But on the ball, no, there playmaking, the dribbling and all that. No, we are better dribbling.
If United only needed
better dribbling,
United only. Let's limit the discussion to what United wants for Momo number 10. Ginti Momo push for Mbuemo. And the Yema Mekrameka say Amad Diallo might move to the right wing back. In context about goals and even creativity from that point of view. Goals and creativity. Amad Diallo bet mama creativity from even right wing back. There is no problem with that. On the numbers bet ma add up to Mbomo whatever on the boy as a 10 now or also the day. Goal scoring. Baby United Gina Sisi and a pie. Omu here obia. And yes, who create omu here obia nipa kone de ball. Ebe net to say
what the no ya dwene say or a better goal scorer. Essay Diallo me wo ho. But as an attacker me bien komo mu dia. Apart from goal scoring no me nim ba bia Mbomo bro Amad Diallo so.
Okay, I think the physical levels and pressing
Diallo playmaking there a lot and a kind of creativity. Small spaces that Diallo the ball mu ko boxing mu no. Mbomo doesn't do that. Oh, so matured. Mejitum. Around the box is matured. And that is the age differences. Diallo grows up with age. Obeba. But I'm saying currently, so the ball maybe say Obi defender for ball dribbling and create and all that.
So between the two is a better player as it stands.
In Buemo, when you know game no more say Amad Diallo. And the game no center more on goal scoring.
That is it.
But Diallo, I want Manchester United to respect Diallo because Diallo is the future.
That is it. United has always respected Diallo. Intina between One Ghana. What's his preference? Omu treaty Diallo differently from.
He's one for the future.
That's why Mamadi can be say. Say I'm more incredible when I say Obe 3-4-3 na. Now I say Diallo member right wing back. We unko ne ma Obe limited Diallo space no.
For example. For example.
So somebody at any means. So Burning Bay will be on the right.
No, but simple. This guy left. Diallo becomes a midfielder then. For no he becomes a midfielder.
Yeah.
Wide midfielder. Now we're not buying box no more. So limited Diallo. The number of times you allow Diallo to get close to the box no.
So for now,
all three players on him.
The perfect example here, Giovanni Quenda. So a winger. But now Morim is as wing back. So whenever you play him now, the ball guy Trincao. Anymore. Both of them, there was no difference. They linked up so well. Omo now produce numbers.
So in Bemo be Katina a free.
And Momo could even become an inside forward. Obetimi kwamba be inside forward. Whereas Diallo, because Amorim wing back be who so a winger. That is how Amorim wing backs. Tina Giovanni Quenda more type of players, no. And Amorim use Giovanni Quenda is never a wing back. Or a pure winger. Tina Chelsea ko penalty as much as one guy. Chelsea for say omo fane more as a wing back. What are your story no? Because Akrana Kacho say he's a pure winger. I don't see how Amad Diallo will be limited with Mbomo playing. Anyhow, anyway.
Means Bakobeko right, Bakobeko left.
Obianko left, Obianko right. In the same right wing back, right attacking midfield, there's no productivity. True.
Mbappe, yeah. I mean, said okay, you know, football practicality. You need to wait and see.
Jeremy Frimpong Florent Vet. So Florent Vet as the number 10. Never Jeremy Frimpong as a wing back. Jeremy Frimpong bet mama a number of assists in the season, baby. Florent Vet a number of assists and goals in the season, baby. So it's about understanding the role, not necessarily the position.
Okay.
But your role in the team and executing it to perfection. It increases productivity within the team with different numbers.
Jude Bellingham and Mbappe. Before the arrival of Mbappe, we all said, Jude. The number of the freedom he has in marauding into the box on Osibete. Now you're back and forth. Oh, you say you're trying to share. But look at this season. Jude goes on his own. Yes, it's our sound. But he has two players ahead of him. And it doesn't allow him that freedom on the cup box. We saw Jude with England at the Euros. How when you the chance I call ball around Hurricane or she goes to boxing. But talk about Real Madrid. Say Jude, the goes to the liberal, the freedom of the warp field. Yeah. Every time, see, this is about football. Players may send me free balls, baby, man. Play be on my ball, be dry. You would have to leave out the ball and then over respective position. Maybe Amad bet me at home, Bomo bet me at home, but yeah, the American say. It's 3-4-3 now. Amorim because of Boa. Amad is now a wide midfielder, and he goes to the box just to augment trainer when more. And he, as a chap, as a youngster, where day over 10 BB so for the other guys to function in the box.
My member Steve or Steve and some brothers among for my drink cherry baba na. Okay, well, Clifford say. Clifford Cheba for the bar say a man has higher ceiling than in Bemo, and I am say Nana Kwame Saturday Ebisa say what higher ceiling is that? Mr. Gree of Fresh say tell Coach Newton that for his argument for both there in Bemo is better and clinical than Ahmad. He should remember that points we want to. Okay, so Obasamba Bimanka. When
finishing the Mbomo was saying at Diallo because Diallo sir he grows around the box as on your game to be bomb more.
Okay.
But in Buemo dear, or you know goal scoring,
finished product too.
but there's but
Because one, me cram say when I say Brentford, me say Ghana to Bain in Bemo Babia.
Robert can no maturity around the box.
Okay.
But creativity, dribbling, and other things, no dialogue comes in. I'm telling you.
That
is why I agree with you, sir. What the United needs to finish.
United also no be answer by Nabejegui. Club, Nipana boxes sing.
Now, me cite an example. Be so the man say. Normally, I did my Ferguson. Not near my boy ne pan yet. You share how this strategy, no.
Our form
league in Babano.
What's Steve Bray?
Yeah, my enjoy more engagement, you know. But
I'm also seeing Bemo as a force 9.
you see,
Honestly, let me tell you.
I used to say no to me ball with 3-4-1-2. Brentford.
3-4-1-2.
Only we saw
Or behind the striker.
Debbie.
3-4.
Only we saw top 2.
Count a 2 no.
When it's Robert.
I was
someone
either Damsgaard or somebody who want to beat you a ball.
3-4-1-2. And now more of the
3-4-2-1
or 3-4-3.
or 3-4-3.
Towards the top of the cap of the system.
Rose.
Okay, so
Two,
you had it.
1-2.
What the abaso? Shadio 3-4. 1 here Bruno. 2 ne when maybe I'm Bemo and another striker.
And Kuna.
And Kuna so.
It's in Buono.
So it means that 10 there. Obia me can Bruno ho 10 ho. Means what's in the make say. So 3-4-1 no ye Bruno. 2 no ye
Kuna in Buemo.
It's a match in Premier League.
Meaning say Bruno Crano. Number of times he goes into the box also better because he have about 2 strikers just ahead of
And
him.
he needs to be released that bad.
And
Steve Bra.
it also means a man.
Yeah.
You are League in a way.
Confess how come try us. The hands of a cost of a pinball. Afa already.
you see, yeah, come on, yeah, the nina no. If you say, manager and friend say Ruben Amorim, he has to adapt to the quality of Manchester United. Yeah, I must say they have to play in the coach's way, but situation of finding itself no, it's about Amorim adapting to players not mobile, because if he tries to force his way, our players in this way, a bet ending up to Asana or can say player be about no asa. So he needs to adapt to. Once I try say 3-5 to win back, you are trying to fix a positioner. The amu ni based on the quality of player na urban and in the potential they obeti me aye. So what's say mbomo baba na win ho. Baby amu gina na nye mbomo obebo wins ho. He's a player meant for the front line. Because Obi wa Brentford bought 20 goals. Now mo striker Rasmus William actually 4 goals in a season. Now before so the mbomo akoshe wins why you are not being fair to mo club na mo signing. They will need Premier League experience. Players are better more to see and Ugarte from him.
Yes,
Morocco near or by no thing.
no say Mazraoui.
But could be crab by Amrabat. So on Zube Bobby. So after World Cup, no.
Yeah.
Yes, on by Amefa. And almost say a host of other players, even Anthony Inzo from the Dutch league. Before then, Donny van der Beek. So the approach of Manchester United, you know, now new thing care about the standard of Manchester United. Right now, Mibusa said, what's the standard of Manchester United? A team that wants to avoid relegation. But so yes, you will need the experience in the league. Now they are sustaining on. Timeniaje for Cunha from Buemo, I would want to see at least 5 different signings from the Premier League. No more added to almost 6 no. Because so can say call offshore, I can say about adaptation to the league and the situation United find itself in a very difficult kakra. But with these names, because from Leicester City, Riyad Mahrez joined Manchester City. Look at players be almost signing and they were performing. Omunim what is at stake. So interesting times ahead. But these 2 guys in there, I think they are the right face. Me person me share what is possibly ahead next season in terms of the UEFA Champions League. Fancy, after watching the PSG game over and over again, now I'm sure other clubs are changes in terms of coaches. There are two teams on mobile season, no more similar qualities, BBM. That is Paris Saint-Germain and Barcelona. Barcelona started the season predominantly with youth. And almost style of play here, the 4-3-3, PSG so utilize it. Sadi ni bi. Omo nyina ball direct football. But the only difference is how Barcelona are taking risk in terms of their defensive shape. Omo ball the high line. The various criticism about Barcelona this season is the high line. Omo concede a lot of goals. PSG they are not entesa. They had players almost performing to their optimal levels and the ability to change positions. That is PSG and then Barcelona. That's the difference. But moving into next season in the Champions League, one shot, next season will be the most competitive Champions League in terms of teams in India. Because you are looking at Bayern Munich would want to beef up and come in stronger. Manchester City with the manager Pep Guardiola are renowned for winning. Manchester City team, any depleted team, they have quality. So, and they names one after the other. You will see, City still the quality. I also the challenger for title. Now you go to Real Madrid. There's a certain Kylian Mbappe, and they almost feel so when Timmy and Richie ceiling in terms of trophies. Into Madrid would want to bounce back beam so Beji. In the last couple of years, Washas will be Beji. The next season, Madrid will come in. So Madrid would have to chase for the Champions League trophy. Almost so squad, go deeply into their squad. They have players capable of doing that. But the only negative thing about Madrid would be the appointment of a new manager. Over starting a new system. Whether Obenyan intend to challenge for the title, answer a big question. According to Liverpool, they have a good squad, more added quality. But slot route in the Champions League season, and anything I'll be to make say, so much. So the quest for the Premier Champions League will be different. Paris Saint-Germain would want to do something better than this season. Now, Paris Saint-Germain and then Manchester City, they are in a league of their own. Two sovereign states and backing these two clubs. But acquired the Champions League, and then finally, so after the glory of the World Cup, almost saying the glory of the UEFA Champions League, would they be content with it? No, they would want to go a step further. So between Omo and Man City, the league now they are climbing a step further than them. Now we hear story be about Ousmane Dembele. You see, it's about time I was at clubs now you need almost set it up. And Chai Nasa Arca Life, or the ECA boss, European Club Association, Oshobi, various sporting aspect our world game, he's in there. But Manchester City with Tiki Bakistan Etimi and maneuver their way. Aqua Champions League final losing to Chelsea. Asa Bebima Beji. Paris Saint-Germain went to the final losing to Bayern Munich. And were against International Milan Abeji. But Man City yes and you almost I say with the Ballon d'Or trophy. So who was Ousmane Dembele so the Champions League trophy now called Roland Garros or display. They are projecting their player. So Diana Manchester City are here with Rodri, they would want to replicate that. So they are in the league of their own. So Real Madrid will have a big task ahead of them. So keeping the brakes on these teams, be difficult. They have an astute manager in Luis Enrique. So now we'll come about Nations League, say Kylian Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele, how one shot. Now the French bias and bet me Abba feeding into Didier Deschamps. So Omboa Dembele. Because he project will be winning from the Spanish quartet. Kylian Mbappe will always be the star boy of the French national team. But if you say Mbappe nenya problem with the teammates, over captaincy issues.
Yes.
So Saudi and bet me feeding into Dembele favor.
Okay.
They will not be content with the Omanye. they will come stronger next season. But to do that, they would want to make another statement.
Yes, sir. When was even the last time out as a French player get Ballon d'Or?
A very long time ago.
Achepa.
Benzema.
Yes. What can with the national team to say?
But he was playing for Real Madrid, a team
after Ronaldo so called, and that was after Ronaldo so called. Ronaldo that's so to Benzema.
So Enrique said, "Ocean the all-round game, no boy in the final. The defensive bit of Dembele here in the final now. When you talk of Roland Garros, there, an event where the influential people are. So the political aspect of Nasser Al-Khelaifi, what I say, he's somebody who has grown in the game, and the Manchester City, Qatar for no so bad no more. They've done it at the World Cup. I missed the rank by the World Cup. Say, baby, or more cobone, they could do a horse shit. But it ended up as one of the finest World Cup I hosted. Now they've gotten the prestigious European trophy for PSG. What next? Say, what next? I was a player and ended up as the Ballon d'Or winner. So don't be surprised when Dembele eventually you're crowning as the Ballon d'Or winner. Don't be surprised.
May I say, Stivo, Yemre Fie, Monfanche, na Reina na Neha in Tinama and Yoma Kam Kakra. Wo, Kabu,
Fancy.
Moses Sports Minister today.
Monsieur, my club. Owners no ne management no into omufo na omusua football no so ye na one referees o mo be bone so yam punish o ti sports minister so edna no atum and particularly nations game o mo ne basake boy no nkomo ana abai
na football for no munim papa ba no mo ye bone we are no masaka say football no nyesabi pope for adwuma
David onye saint for
omo so wonye mafia untimi nye ball
mafia game o ma ba
ya mo nyan se na referee is etu ko na referee sisu a emeka nkere me
oh yeah no dia
komo so ball no e mafia game
sa pepe
ukọ na eje penalty am na yekumi o odi anya wo hwe
mo amunim adwuma ntia na sa bebe unim so untu enya asore
because utie story na obi abeka na de achiro
de
ye bo match wa ha na bi maduru ha ono no match na mfa no ho
yes ba no
ye bo game wa ha oni achire nkokọ ho obi de
sa bebe
ko be a police trains mu kure mo say league na ye bo no wo je asika no wo fom. Yet, all spending millions of cedis. Also, the title. No?
Then a woman.
Huh?
Then a woman, Tia de Biamani, Abremusum Sishi and Nassau. The God obeyed the room na any come of fancy. I mean, I do my name. Yes, a match day, the mother Black Queen, so many Ivory Coast Mano at the Baboni 7 p.m. in TFS. Game the same day. A bit to me about Swenra coach. I find a came last and the ladies know one more a trainee kama because first leg in the bus 1 ball 3-3. One more say second leg no besa bus no a preparation for WAFCON. Said the band new Amabitima Koye at the Ama Womo. Now coach I find a came last and in some kakra had to drop preparation towards and then you make gamer and no about coach at the kakra to you bet your coach came last. Or it to hear number 7 p.m. on the Ivory Coast and Mano at the Baboni. Yes, Ghana, your ball, Unity Cup or London, and your Koya, your Kotoso Ted, and you Trinidad and Tobago in the ball, third place, you Winnie, Emma, and Ejan so by Nemo Cup Nigeria 4 and a boys, Enya Babi do Aledu say do or more Kotoka International Airport to say Oma arrive our mobile Juma said a Benyama and so to me Akoyena Yade I want some there Brainty Aledu say do our airports and now no pay or no and I will show ma woman so Abidreja woman Shenu Mama Kama Dima Mudune Kwampoku Beye woman so Omiano Nes will be a luggage Kutana Jaw mobile and Nije and some corner air coso high when you crowd the landing the Elkona, a team where you know some hours and just more at the Mountie and no Anna Oshesini, Womo Bedon Sabade Baganes, number 1 Benjamin Asari, and some Rema on also airport to our boga, and say, well, lazy and yummy pa, and ask him to agree himself, bonnet top and down. Be beer Jinam Kama, and say, Obia Jesse near the Badu senior mind or no bonnet top and down, Sakata Sem no SM, and our Shannon is a BBI come top to down. more than Pop Smoke. Utimi say I know Shipa, I know Benjamin Asari, and they did on Sabadebana Ghana Football Awards, 2025. No the nominees now, but Benjamin Asari Ocean in Edin Ewumbi, and after Yimano Kobi, Ediwum Lawrence Osei, and so Ediwum 3 goalkeepers. Lawrence Osei of Heart of Lions, Nidiwum, and after Emmanuel Kobi of Gold Stars, and Benjamin Asari, woman 3 goalkeepers, Womudi Ewum, and after Ghana Footballer of the Year, no nominee, no 3 players are Womo contesting Antoine Semenyo, Thomas Tepati, and after Inaki Williams, Womo, and Sudin Ewomu B, Osha Coach of the Year, men's coach in Omofa, James Kwesi Api, and Edin Bem, Coach Kasim Mengel, Ediwum na after Fifi Pakawa, Hansen, or no Golden Kicks, Nidin Ewum na Frempon Manson, Edin Ensuwum na Ohe, most vibrant club of the year, special awards, no, a Mediama Sporting Club, Nations, and Heart of Lions, Omudin, and so a woman, and I feel CEO of the year, best Ghanaian club CEO, no, a year, na away a Kwame Dankwa of Nations, Nidin by, and I feel DCOP Lydia Donko, and so Edin Ebemu, Mr. Randy Abbey, and so Bahana, for Honorable John Peter Amewu, and so Edin Ebemu, Tisa Penetier, that Telamte Future Awards, no, a year Jeffrey, a free year, and I feel Ababa friend is a Christiana, and so Din Ebemu, and on Beidu, Womu, a 3 players, Womu, Edin Etime home base female football of the year, and no a Messi Beko, Nidi Wom Stella Nyamiche, and so Diwo Mariam Ponsa Din, and so Epiem, and I feel Annabelle, or no, and so Din Ewum Tiwemo, a home base players now, Womo, and so a contested female player of the year, no, and you don't some the Emane, I will show no Sonano pay. Na Yerem na fi atoaso na yadin koma yahwe sele nuama ensum ebesia ko elha na obema me Nations ene Basake All Stars game eno e course no Basake game na no yes wo man wie game no wo mo apan na one of the penalties e be mu na utimi se eman for Chelsea mu orem na no pa no me video no e de che o shara ko be se nya video na mamia we e one of the penalties eno e ba game no ma e controversies e ba ye bebre no ni nyina no we e ka ho bi na on se video game we ye ntwa na live into video no bia this say obi atwa ansa na wonsa enso akantiwei one of the videos ye de wonsem enso ede ema ene anope o show no so na ye be rem na yato aso fancy we ana honorable sports minister Akufo Adams akasa ede afa ensem we ho ye koso ewo ni Ghanaian league no and also the club owners any management no eso me serious about football hooliganism e ba ne say to trust them ewo game no mu here education eso mu here nya so suahunu bi ewo saa nneoma no because enche kra na ye ku obi ewo pitch so pole de nyame fa ne crazy ye eno yenka ho asem wi ebi nso obehu yes yakobu we sisi na sports minister say yenka nche sports for ne say omo ye no honest no any management say omunsua ade no omo ye ho adwuma no omunsua ho.
I have been informed about the unfortunate incident, but I have not received the full briefing of what went in and what didn't go in. What I have seen and know we must do is to have proper education of one. Club owners, club management need serious education even before the fans. Our club owners seems not to be up to the task. Some of them, not all, some of them seems not to be up to the task beyond just owning the clubs. They seems not to be up to the task. Some management of some clubs clearly seem not to understand. They are so clueless about what football is all about. We need really to spend some time in dealing with this category of persons also, even before we go to the fans.
And some sports minister attitude na sports minister area no attitude as a referees no more ebo edi in game na edu ba bia ehwe omu ye pa na wo mu so say ye hwe match no wie na say nneoma nkoya na say punishment bia ho I say referees no so ye de ma wo mu eno so kasai efa referees no.
Then the officiating officials and badge commissioners, referees and their assistants must also have their part. And people must be punished when they are found to have done something wrong, irrespective of their status in the country or political affiliation or what have you, we must have the strength and tenacity to punish people when they go wrong. That is the only way that as a country, Ghana, that have a lot of love for football, we will benefit from it. So I'm waiting for the final report that we will go into all these matters, and we think that our club owners, our club management needs serious education, and we must pay some particular attention on those two bits. Of course, also the officiating officials.
Well, I know I am coming on a sporty ADA and I fear Bokakra and the American Honorable Sports Minister. And you know, a ban said nations for complaining about the penalties near Dino and Uncle saw a compilation of some penalties via Omujis and nations for the Jima or my Koye at the moment complaining and Fahua, take advantage of it. Tomo Chess game in the DM say Komawa, I am there by the Kotiawa area into Omozo Chess or game against Wafa, which means some of penalties being at buyer omu chese we some evidence chese omu so benefit bi da enti se de bi di omu a ese omu so fa batie de en kanisa
new on say couple not to cut you but the me feel no say meza new ne Steve sisi as nations so ka so no so kwa compilation of referee decisions are quite
tiana
Gold Stars obi aka so ne de eba
yeah
Asante Kotoko Lions obiaka so the compilation of videos any decisions etiana ba league ni jisan kamosa start
fufuro we go bia wasem
but yenka de see Sunday ni say penalties na mo say referee je no was it the right call and I said the wrong call before during and after I didn't call so because the nations are born in coma sounds na Holy Stars and so because from the men from other side and so say senye se bia ebi mu so o madwin so o mbe din a ka de sebi ye nua be man na say awasan ka bia ban na o yesua bibi no ka could have been worse
sure ka bi fufuro so say and you know
minimum say make kan what's the make say
yeah
say sanka one party anya na so ebia ye nya tutra sam onye gidigidi ni ade na kwa so ene ye so ye be kire
me masema
oh
yeah kebisa bisi
me question me bisa want to say it all boils down to one title now Mose Ghana Premier League Roger man say $300,000 or right and I drew 500
there be
$300,000 they be drew 500 and drew still some can say 5 billion
$30,000
to my idea $30,000
okay yeah some boss from fell to kwan mo boka I didn't drew 12 so as mo be say mo mie ni pa sure
no question
no mie ni pa sure sa title na was scan so no
Zambia ombeso mko Africa Zambia ajabe ko African team they no need privilege no so no
the paro said the stadium now South Africa
team no
to ka de no
yeah
but title na obi ase enya na Muslim league ni no
eno so na
pro yan so na obeso mukuni po
yeah mo twe onko team man se
ka video na o kana
no on timi because obi an so compiling the baba me bisa say Sunday no bisa on say born a penalty
penalty.
Penalty na by the first corner and the second goal.
We need the first goal.
Second.
I need the second goal. So what is the first goal?
Oh, okay.
I need a tackle.
I know the video.
First goal is tackle.
First goal is tackle.
Into where they the second.
When a handball.
But when a man game the
when a controversial incident handball.
When a man nations now.
Yeah, first one no boy. First one no boy.
But second one no.
Second one.
But from maybe I say the penalty.
We because compilation nations was bet me about videos yes is so yet nations were so far the best team away
yeah
what must say
yeah
see cause you back compilation the any anka pack up by ye team bia the area answer na for you
no crazy
ba me busa say against Police Stars away no ball no a penalty
and penalty
I don't know some do nkomo
no crazy
mama kasa anye tenten
sure say the idea say you try communicate from the league and so but omo for official communication by omo article no disciplinary act 33 1A no a statey walk off and refusal to continue. It's an normal chair say walk off who pay free pitch no say me mobi ni adena and there 3 points 3 goals here detail. And no ye mra na da ho no.
In this case nations be lose 3 points.
3 points.
3 for some of them man
na da ho na article 33 1E no. And no more for there and the sanity. So you train with that we are down that there's a commercial but or match of course.
First season eco relegation. How many Legon cities? Our Cape Coast. My supporters be got to a revenue when you say and we just game needy.
So in a walk off.
Say as a omo lose 6 points in that game. I will say omo lose match and the no and yes a one point.
But we the referee no point match.
Sky nations so 6 points be so okay.
Okay, so where they walk off, where they clear, where they you PSG.
When we 6 points in it.
There be where we almost say a 3.
Oh, okay.
If your nation so be
almost no defense.
Yeah, no many players
responding. So you respond to the charge.
You want Canada am ready.
Disciplinary action until almost.
So the young Ghana film my made.
And for almost the embra.
To the way we are also reckoning him.
Mati.
And Kaba we are. And to penalty now was almost speaking to the man nations buffy almost say be a born or mobium. And no one some near means what I say.
Yes,
Because here come back there. Asante koro consummate me actually as a master yet your chroma. Mobius about me say
baby any last 2 weeks game. Kotoko ashe clean goal, referee offside.
Who say clean goal?
Clean goal. That means that.
And to balance fear me crack.
That be we say you speak to why the na mefa. You speak to compilation.
I think I penalty be born what to no you just to hold by my go stars there no. I'm penalty be o je o tia nations
it wasn't close to a penalty. By the show screen there. We a clear penalty. But
Sharak Mestro say, "Ubet me am ABI in a slow down mood near her. So born and the natural position, and I say any natural position, a changing the direction of the ball, and I say Sano, and I bet me a referee to speak to. So I call where I be on my young couldn't be here na.
Yeah, in this case, the only thing about my referee inj penalty be obeka say proximity. Say yeah, Bob. Yeah, Bob. I was analyzing
Chelsea. Yeah, no man you ana.
Yes.
I just any Manchester.
Chelsea so crying Liverpool last two seasons. Yeah, Jackson. I didn't stop.
Some man you say Liverpool. No.
Oh, this is yes, but I mean Kai game no particular.
Yeah, in last round of games. Yeah, almost a proximity. Yeah, bang.
So we know
proximity. That's a bang.
On say that would be the only. Yes, proximity. But born Saturday a boy, a penalty. But you go to the. But the minister na can have interest or see punishment for referees. And idea was you shouldn't me jitum say Ghana referees na a boy ye league you know. ABA so to say allegations of homojis canteen and decisions no distorted. But then yes me share Ghana league ye referee say omo the standard also omo di Premier League. Yes. Senye na make us senye allegations of omujis can omuko di ball no dia me witness from your officials omundru ye Premier League level.
Okay.
They will be good for division 1 or division 2.
Na say metiase here. Yeah. Na dey o kan say metie for my phone so tiase here. Obeso che say sabi say ye obi anye hwe adamude na nipa no fa adwemi hye ne tin say me ku chinchin resource ama we dia omo modern bona ni dia na so mu die le games
ye kasa ade ye premier say we as premier hotel sika o record na ye different.
But CAF referees or Kruma, FIFA referees or Kruma.
I want to mean,
my person address was no. Oh, Ghana Premier League, FIFA CAF was so saying. Well, let me correct it. My council. Sorry. My correction. I say you correction about
me, baby. But say your referees are more qualified. Echo CAF. Why is it that Ghana referees now? anya calf appointment ne da bia ya mo easy matches na edi ya calf referee FIFA referees na wo krom ano omo need big matches are ehia top notch referees no ye referees na omo FIFA badges ni ndi to bet Daniel Ayi referee on da bia otwere ni dingu na tade na chi obehu Legon Cities ni nations eni bere no ogirem match where a match deserve calf FIFA referee because we determine the local relegation determine the OG league
and I'm say I can say Okana on Saturday
Saturday
2 games we won more so more
yeah ebia wa dwene konso that has been the
OG league and I say be any the all survival relegation
let's say why dwene konso that has been the trend in Ghana Daniel Ayi big match be any wodi
I didn't hear
omo mpese obewie na sahas for no kwotwa videos abana training na ka fa hu say na sa akwa no kro nya de nti enye na yi na appointment no
na wo kana sana
that is how that's the deduction I can make from appointment na omo ye from Daniel Ayi no all the big games be obey say you hear the na say has no kotoko referee bi omdi no ko girem but your FIFA referee wa ha identity na FIFA referee no on the big games Ghana nko na esi check all the big games AC. Hwe ne Go Stars.
Ye ne here for bra.
Koto me wakotoko. Nti me.
Obi kura se ball no kwa na player na obi a one dey.
So me say offside.
Se ball no kwa bobo no I off na.
Yeah, offside no video no ye say. Offside your line. But how can you determine say player bi nso nyina the other side?
Sure. Mo say tapo na ba ye say nanka FN Star Times SN kasa so mbese twa league ni be still updates bi amba bi na say nyamfa
ya we meka videos em no go be phone dey na wo hwe o ma TV go na twa
when say why
ya o tie
Angels na ubenya yet these referees na wo Premier League La Liga the Champions League ekoso ye mistakes yamom all the angles esamom va
ya so have a discussion me I'm one
person go ya mo ko show Go Stars. Obi be catch us off.
Any decision I will hear about. So decision. You see, I may not say my not good referees in area. Automatic if we may not only more attention. Drivers papa muchi. So don't make the argument as a V. Oh yeah, me person me boa na me twa adwen si bibi so. There's a growing trend in Ghana League. There's a growing trend in Ghana League. You see? Big games na tension wo mu no ye FIFA referees ni enfo mo ko ho omo kuta FIFA badge ni enfo mo ko ho especially omo e fe for CAF assignment no but say Go Stars bokotoko it should be a top notch referee in this game no televised nations boba seke it should be a top notch referee televised so you ask yourself say your name said this is what is at stake. At say, I know an example. At say, Okomoha, Gama be draw on Mount rough sketch no. Rough sketch no, or we are not the painting a can one. Picture no portrait no. So the fact that you decided not to send TV coverage there, say you had a picture in mind. So what you say? So we need any picture in mind there. Then you present the TV crew with security. This is the gamer. I want a lot at stake. Adentina beye kotokone has beye Great Olympics and House of Folk dia wo the camera kote so because omo no de ombe bia no the easy work and say what find you this X amount of money so say as football people ni epeni ye dia that should have been a game a Jaima FIFA referee ye Jaima FIFA referee we the near man TV coverage because our bearing ramifications of that game no so and then say obi betima ko relegation obi betimi a winning league. But sa game ni yi any a trick camera be see kotokone media ma any a twin be called Dreams in Accra Lions call relegation
Go Stars and so game ni
yanyi I want so FIFA ref in ko di Ghana kwa omo tie minim the trend big game
be very person
they don't decide
Globe behind there.
Our technical
official broadcast here.
I put that in there.
Was it come league say
YouTube. Your league YouTube for you to broadcast.
Now
last time we share no be YouTube.
Was it TV ni obi dia?
no globe baby a person other than that some who's officially one a track game we want to track this we need to hold it by the neck we need to hold this by the neck
ideally
if the owner of the product in a say
ideally remember
akomie TV is so track
remember ideally measure saving leave say 2 broadcast a day any bit me aya I was anka Gold Stars any apostles game member
no game you see some of these things hold it start times league no ma categorize games you know I'm telling you this I did one man ya yam from so no chin yan correct na asa na beto no start times league you know go back and take Kotoko has 4 games. How many games are we? Hold it. Okay. Just suppose that against the other matches na nketen bono. Club will be how ya ketwa. Ni players ni sumo frey senior. Your games in the start times in show. Your PV videos will be every single day. Kotoko cry complaining say I didn't know be a start time game. Steve one here used to tell me. Yeah. Because start times as a commercial entity and someone here consider ye foreign in local no start times no a commercial entity there or one tabak say or ni pado do no yin games no it no yi Kotoko has games every time start times it ko ye basa can go stars obe rank ni pass na be hwe online at the stadium ni pass na be hwe na wa switch na dwene ko sika no so it check media ma and then Kotoko the oya broadcaster no so Wontumi TV na twa ni pado do say na be hwe Kotoko and the media mama no si ansa what ma say be fie ni intimacy Kotoko media ma any part do say na be hwe you see what you can do something out of it say strategically Basaka ne brekum game no say cameras ko but according to the broadcaster opesika it Kotoko ne media ma na mo fans get so attack one kuma so mo hwe then he shows that it started from start times we didn't correct it start times will show only the big games. Nobody spoke against it. I don't know. I saw you know. Say,
but the American say, "Who say in every league,
what we have been doing here?
What you've learned,
and what we have been doing. Don't you have that idea?
Last round of matches, England. Omo ye say game be Liverpool game. Omo any because omo say Aston Villa top 4 ball. So Newcastle Everton also mukuimo biari. Chelsea were to City ground Nottingham also mimo biari. And sana you can say Villa so game United and also mimo biari. Yet omo ja other games be any influence and also top notch games. But any influence be out of 4 na top 5 qualification so. Yeah. And once and
exactly.
And also can make your point.
Yes, we have been making mistakes with coverage, you know.
To say the TV station or me under contract say be because the TV station say he does so
bebre afa yi bi globe yi bi due to so and I no cry me am streaming game back and I no me am streaming game back yeah and I no streaming game back because official we be
yeah bet you
I'm trying to make a say I don't know it's not been me who's the missing kind of
who say all kind of trans na me church
I am from so much organized and you organized that has been the case and you organized I camera ko be twa de opere
de mo we say we league
yes fancy interestingly the Ecoso league nim no and I make a say me say as the new me see the Ecoso league nim no I say what the bofro nkwan no me so nim say bofro nkwan woni say beje on 3 days I just so the ni bi woni bofro nkwan woni say beje on 3 days
bushmeat no mo de abo ni na yi no na yamade ni na yi na afry nkwan na ma no
la liu bofro nkwan no so udi a o eje on 3 days woni say beje on 3 days
woni tin say
woni anu asa ko busa wadan for say what I say it is Subani edit Ghana Premier League no tit for tat.
It's never a sin.
It's never me lose sympathy for Ghana Premier League clubs. I've always been saying this and me omo nya me mobo ba kumpo say o because bako ya dia okọ kan obeka cho so we ye bi afi ebuka ni simu ana obesu akireo no aye mi say ana we mi say you see Subai na omode T league ni mu na omode ball league no eye mabo mfim so ma hye wafunum fancy it is ye kogina ba ko achi a me sure bo say acha 1 season time de kogina na chi no so no ono so de ba mia obi sa Subai na omode T league ni so you leave but the same sword that all the war being faint. That's what they are going through in the Premier League.
You see, from this and Elko next say we as a say Okobo Boba Emesun
Chirobia. Because everybody
yes, I'm not destroying the Baha Monye.
Me say, come on, not a bit.
And I mean,
I want to hear the mommy here.
Me say me come as me rather to me say. Because I'm a cast a titan, I'm also on pay it. I thought 300,000. That's me do actually.
Oh,
yet move as a mukuni penny na de jet trophy there.
3 points.
O koni is we me can't true.
That's what I say. The Omukun to pass your mom relegation. No. Now is all relegation now. Tournament now over. You 34 matches.
12 players car.
34 matches. No.
Last but
one. Last but two. That was so kunipa.
Born we know two.
What two na no deba. Now but what about 34 games? I don't know how much is ha. Who's the league aye boy? We are 41 points 42 ah. Fancy. Who bet me the aye there? E dey league ni.
So be
a
penalty na reference play on.
Because obi a favor obi yeah and favor no until they come to a specific conclusion. So when you come with me referees ni issues no, we have huge things to talk about. Fancy, how do you expect to say you are going to punish with referee? Abraham warfare, you are not seeking for it. Fancy, what moral right do you have to punish a referee? What you also will influence a game. Abra what did bet 10 matches na wuntwa de ka na okodi match na home team ni man na nwura na
oh background no bat na mo na
woni oba
after 10 matches mo na
and mo no guess you kra na utopia 20 kra man na o favor free no ho and utopia mo ba kra favor free no ho
because what you say collapse ni be my referees in this kana
no on share referee say referee ndi ma no
me busa so what you say ebi mo ma bi muska
me ka say bi me ba bi muska asema me ka na yes yentwa ne ka for be 8 months uso nkodi ma
ko na club ne man ska obeje
debi okwa o man ska but baby obeda di obedi owie na okono ka say oh e bia JK ska fako because referee no so okọ yentwa ne ka na ska ni hu nti no fancy obeja no kokora na reception e de be ma no e bia make no ka say hotel a okoda aduane obedi ade ade be ma no you see oh new team me ba
butu an ko kasi so
me
fro obenya evidence
me evidence
for fro obenya
evidence fancy mama no see current game mama no see na current thing ba referees for na kwa me ka say on can't say bedi ball mama but fancy naturally ankasa nipa so be your papa e to de bia o pese so ye bibi ye dey e de se nipa na ni monyam. So these referees, you know, sometimes they are not be omu 8 matches, 10 matches, 11 matches. First, you don't go to Bobu Ebia, Uncle a Carole to baby and Uncle Baby, or Konya Man Hotel be no da, Yamana Bazawa, Yamana Seka, Loy Feka, it's a mass of original match anymore. Fancy,
a referee walker.
A walker, because in Chaka Areko. It's fancy, you know, Bajina Park this one. BBC, ya, why and the papa on can't so
it's a referee point to now on this car by day.
Fancy, no, bend day.
You can't tell us on this car.
What is on your day? No more lobby per matches na kwakodi. Amu lobby. Me so mo lobby matches so mo pen no makwakodi. Omu lobby.
I say league amu boy.
O chere be o carry that. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute.
You ko
and I will league now with the
Mr. 1 minute.
May you a film. Amuni eh. 2 bad day.
Mr. 1 minute.
And maybe say born and what didn't you have also my main Casari Asoro.
Oh, senior.
Bona would deny into a about 10 matches. No, also called lobbies happen in this game. Once you can bell or fair,
Roger Russells. Now, on the CEO of Russells Kucha. On the 2 days in my fine, Palmo Mabaso.
I own a wife, Ojupa,
Ojumi Pa.
One ocean. I'm more
we design our Yashamina. Roger and mate, I'm in the call. Can you still basic?
And you meet us.
Watch out, Roger Russell. So Roger, you may somewhat you money. Roger saw what I saw come on. It's Roger, I'm sure.
Yawada, Sasra, your boy in the shade.
Hey,
na che me hotel ya
Pampe.
wasa you call.
ya wada o se because
I Friday holiday.
Yeah, the baby I say.
Yeah, what the point wasa straight.
frɛ me na unku
When you have
Photographer
when you have Phyllis.
yesi ye ko show
Masa.
nka se ye koye ma se
When you have Phyllis.
You are jealous crowd.
na wana so be ko mi
Yeah. Oh say. You show no.
ni wasasra ha
Yeah.
na che me hotel
Yeah, call wasa. Oh say me on krofo bi won carry. Rashna.
Okay.
Nana Sare and a Freeman.
and carry like you kwine no so
Bibiani Quine so I call Western
Okay.
of no more Uncle Fumi and Sana massive guys.
also wine no wine
Nana Sare, Freeman and a Rashna.
okay
No more who moved to a book come free as
mo na hwe we no ma
Janko Ram shop on a church anointing Bibia fried rice
Oh,
baba
nice,
shop
oh,
name.
nice.
I'd say little treats no makeka baba shop name momo for ne fried rice ne Bibia ashe hodomo. Boys ne massive guys. We ra hono na mani agye mo pa. Omo an twa me na team ayi
do you boni
bra.
ade a wa you boni
So we share guys here.
Mate me da say wo I'm here Charistic Ventures Zara Mesh Channel Zara G capsules and so enkasa eben say ohoye
Boko pa fancy.
okay yenkwe
Fancy medase ewo akonya kese a ode amame na ebe metena se ya no hu se currency nupa ye de abadwa so a ye frɛ no za